Welcome everyone for another episode of Subnautica, looking at the Draegona's Retreat mod. We're here at the break of a brand new day, and I'm already inside the land-based little piece of the island bases. It's not actually the only one. The big one is over there. This is just the other one, which funny enough did not have a hatch over here. It actually had the hatch above the water, which is kind of nice. You could dive right in, but it's not really, you know, that good of a design in order to get in and out. So I'm going to move the hatch, and then we're going to get some solar panels going, because this is land-based. Why not use solar power? So what I've got right now is, instead of solar panels on the base itself, I've put some up here on the ridge. And as I was working around here, I did notice we have already, of course, a power transmitter right here. Interestingly, not connected to anything, so we're going to kind of take advantage of it, see if it connects. We also have one here on the rock going in that direction. Seems like it's an interesting direction. Like, that's supposed to connect here, but that one is also kind of close enough almost to connect. I feel like there's more up this way, but I'm not sure which direction I should be looking. If they're actually connecting in the right alignment, or if they're going to be scattered all over the place. So up here, I cannot see any of them. And of course, those are not even linking together, or at least the second one's not linking right now. Let's take it by, make sure it's nice and broken down. There we go. We've got that. And then we've got this. I mean, they're not line of sight, but they should still work. And they're still not connecting to each other. So I'm just going to take them out. I'll find more later, great, but I'm just going to use these and connect up to my set of solar panels up on the cliffside. And there we go, connected and connected. Let's make sure it's got all of the solar panels. I think it's got that one too. Yep, all right, it's got the far one. So we've got plenty of power now for the base, and I have some extra supplies. So there really isn't much to this base. I mean, a little bit of storage, a desk, bed, aquarium with no fish, and then your fabrication, your medical kit fabrication, and a radio, as well as, of course, the nice observatory here, and where we had the hatch before, and now no longer have it. It's actually land-based, which is more sensible, really. But that's all this is. This is really just a small, kind of like the first base you build on land, and then we have the bigger base in the lagoon area towards the middle of the island. So let's head there and do some work. Well, I'm entering the base from the top side area because, hey, I don't have to worry about O2 up here. I've got oxygen just because of the surrounding air. I did have to add a hatch back into it. So we've got this nice little area up here, glass compartment, observatory, and because I had the hatch above water, there's no problem with the hull integrity from it. So now I just have to pop in and start getting all of the leaks fixed, as I've done on the other bases. And considering the size, this is going to take a few minutes. So I've fixed all the leaks. It's supposed to be draining, but it's also nighttime. So we have no solar power going anywhere on this. You also see just how nice it is up here at night. So I feel like I definitely want to keep this kind of visuals. So we're going to use a light switch in this one for sure. And there is, now that I've got breathable oxygen, we do have this spot that connects from two angles where we looked at before. Moonpool expansion, materials needed. What I think I want to do is actually build the moonpool and use that as kind of my point of entry into the base from the water area, because there's no hatches anywhere that I'm finding. And that way I'll have a nice little point to come in, and we'll keep the rest of it pretty much intact, other than probably having to put a few things here and there. And you know what? This is nice. This looks okay, but I really don't need that glass compartment there because it's not doing anything. So I did build the moonpool, and guess what? It automatically started breaking things because too low of a hull strength. And so I've already got brakes in here. Oh, ready to fix this. And then we gotta get some power going. Alright, good. So it only broke this part right here. We can take this out now. And then we have this room, the generator room, which, oh, we actually have stuff that's still falling through the ceiling here. Generator room, I feel like is going to be the best one. And don't I have a bioreactor? Yeah, there we go. Helps if I look at the right spot. We'll put it here. This says generator room, so that would make only sense for us to put in the generator. And I need to get some more supplies now. All right, here we go. Fresh batteries and everything. We've got the bioreactor done. And we'll go ahead and toss in 4 lantern fruit. Not the best thing to use realistically because of value compared to other items, but I have it readily available. And I feel like because I'm going to be doing something like that, we're going to have to put a couple of little planter pots in here. So we'll do that. I'll get some more more lantern fruit from my Cyclops to plant in here. That way we'll have 3 trees going. That should be plenty of power. And you know what? I think we'll do a light switch here. And I wonder, you know what? If we could... Oh, yes, we can. We just do the light switch on it. There we go. Much nicer. We'll take that and put it elsewhere. That'll work better. That way I can go here and be like, yep, that's off. And now we have nice lighting to view everything outside of the base. And just to add a little bit more hull integrity, we're going to add bulkheads outside of the moonpool. Then I'm taking out the reinforcement I threw in real quickly just to keep from losing or having too many breaches in the hull form. So I still have positive strength. And that means I do have a nice little spot, kind of like, oh yeah, if something messes up in the moon pool, you've got these to keep everything from flooding, like you might expect in a normal base. So here's something I do not remember seeing before, probably because I was just swimming through quickly, but here's a chair that says stoners sit here. So, oh, yeah, if you're a stoner, this is where you would sit, because I guess not looking straight out, but looking up and seeing that just kind of swelling up towards your face. This is actually like a really interesting placement. I wonder if that was just a happy coincidence and it was like, hey, I'm just going to put a stoner chair there, or if it was actually intentionally built starting from that point to make that happen. We have storage here, which I feel is actually pretty good. Maybe we'll add a fabricator on the wall here. Like that. There we go. That way we have fabrication right next to our main storage area. So I've got my 3 lantern fruit trees planted, but I feel like there should be more to this. So I think I want to build a level below this. And we'll do like the ladder, you know, right here on this little spot. And the level below will have an alien containment, and we'll throw some fish. I'm pretty sure there's some Reginald nearby. And just have that as a way also to produce food and power if they need it. So we'll go with that, which means I'm probably going to have to add another reinforcement again. I'll throw it on here because, you know, we want to make sure that the alien containment is protected. We'll go with that. Oh, never mind. I don't need it. So 2.3, we're good. I'm coming down to look for fish, and I come to find the cave spiders that have apparently jumped into the water to drop down. I hope you don't have family up there you're worried about, because you're not getting back up. All right, here we go. We've got an alien containment. I still have enough hull strength right now. And instead of worrying about getting Reginalds, I'm just going to throw in the spadefish and hoopfish that I found down below in the Grand Reef area. That way we have 2 different ones. That will give us 5 of each, roughly, when they, you know, start reproducing. Of course, we have the little setup where it looks like it's going to siphon them up automatically into here. And then we've got, like, oh, that's different. I never really noticed the whole open up thing when I walk up. I guess because I walk up and just kind of grab it and let it go. But all right, we've got that going. I've got my lantern trees going. So that'll give us some food as well as power production later on. That gives us emergency power production. I feel like we also need some kind of utility plants. So this would be a good place to make double use of the aquarium or containment and add in creep vine as well as maybe some mushrooms. So I'm going to plant at least the creepvine seed cluster because technically that will give me the seeds. And if need be, really, you get the creepvine sample itself. Some blood oil so we don't have to worry about going for benzene. We'll need a couple acid mushroom, a couple of deep shrooms, and a couple of gel sacks, which does leave us 2 more. Now, if this was a little bit bigger, I would have gone with a separate creepvine that is just the vine itself without the seed cluster. But this gives me a pretty good balance here in terms of production capabilities. Come in, grab, you know, like chop it, replant, chop, replant, and you've got what you need. You're going to have the same thing with the mushrooms. Just chop them, replant them, and what did I forget to scan? Oh, I forgot to scan the hoopfish. So yeah, that gives us a good bit of versatility there in terms of what they would use at this base. And of course, once these have started reproducing, thanks to the overflow mod, they'll just all dump into here. But of course, until then, we can rely on the lantern fruit. Well, I feel like here we need to add another desk looking out, because this is kind of the production style room. We've got most of our stuff here, more of kind of an office area. So we do need the setup for that. Yeah, let's just go ahead. We'll toss this in as close as I can get it. Well, it stays green. There we go. Nice. You can sit down, look out this way. We'll do another one of the light switches here. You want to be able to turn it off in case, you know, hey, you're going to hang out here. You want to be able to have a nice view at night, looking out. So we've got that. And now we are up here at the top. Of course, we do need some way to turn the lights off here so we can see the nice, pretty bioluminescent plants at night and everything. So that was the daybreak coming. And I might want to put a light switch right here next to this just in case I forget to turn the lights back on before I come back down. We'll do 2, 1 on each side so I don't have to... Well, where is that switch? So I went around doing some exploring so I could find a data box to unlock the vehicle upgrade console and build it here, because we do need at least one base that has the moonpool and vehicle upgrade console combination. So we've got that set up. That means now we can actually do some deep sea exploring, and if I decide to add the modification station in, that will help out a lot too, with it being able to say we'll give fabricate pretty much any upgrade here. Another thing that this base needs, now that I've been thinking about it, is of course a scanner room. And what better way to do that than to tie it in over here? If I can. That's going to collide. Okay, that... Maybe this would work. If I get the right height, that looks like it might work. We'll try it with just this. I think I can get away with not... Oh yeah, okay. This will be a problem. That's not going to reach. Okay, so that's a problem there. Need a place to put the scanner room. I guess we're going to go on this side then and see if we get the scanner room to work, because we do need a way to go and, you know, scan for stuff, and that is going to add too much to the drain on the integrity. So we're going to add reinforcement there. Love how it makes the sea moth drop every time, like it's having to be redocked after I work on this. We'll go ahead and put another reinforcement right here too, just so it matches. The other side is, you know, production and a doorway. We have the other doorways leading here, and oh, I'm out of titanium. Okay, we got our scanner room. So now, hopefully I have enough to get the range upgrades going, at least a couple of them. We will need some range for our scanning here. Or at least, you know, well, 2 of them. That helps a bit. They can always upgrade later kind of thing if they feel the need for it. This should give us a nice little thing once it updates. Come on. The nice view of the floating island. Then we got a little bit of the ridge there from the, you know, canyon wall. And it's not updating. At least not that quick. So, fortunately, it's still going to give me some supplies here. But yeah, that will give the residents of the place some supplies. So we've got our hull integrity taken care of. And we have fuel production going in here. We've got, I mean, some fuel production. We've got the lantern fruit starting to come in. That's still good. We're not really used. I don't have any external power being used because of no lights anywhere, just using the ambient lighting. So we're not really worried too much about this. The power is more for the production value everywhere. But we do have production going in there in terms of food and fuel and utility plants. We've got our lockers in here, our massive storage. And you know what? I'm not actually, because I don't see me expanding on this. Needing to expand anymore, we'll do something new. We haven't done anything like this. If I get it to line up right. Interesting that it's got a spot right there. It does not want to build. What we're going to do is I'm going to try to get this all done just right. Actually, I feel like I should be doing it like this. Like that. We'll do it, yeah, in the middle. I want to have it where it's just 4 lockers stacked close together for additional storage, instead of it being like, you know, the center is open completely. And see how much we could cram into this. That's not exactly even, and my idea to put another locker in there like this doesn't exactly line up well with that. So it would be a case of having to put them on the outside, then having the middle area completely open, which would be nothing inside of it. Unless we could have something else. That'd be kind of interesting. Have a ladder in the middle and then build all the way around the ladder. I wonder how that would affect you when you drop down. Would you get stuck and have to take one of them apart to get out? That'd be kind of interesting. But that does give at least a little bit more space utilization. You come in, you've got 2 more lockers here. Okay, so grand tour of the base. We've got our moonpool, which was not part of the base. It originally had just the 2 spots where it said moonpool to be built here, need supplies, so we've actually put the moonpool in. Also add the scanner room, which gives us a nice little view of the area, along with the ability to drop some of the camera drones down and do some exploring in the deep Grand Reef. We should have plenty of range to get down there. We've got our, you know, upgrades for the everything, pretty much. The sea moth, prawn suit, whatever. Probably stick with the sea moth here, because prawn suit would have a really big jump they'd have to make to get back up to this spot. So we go out this way and we go around here. We're coming to the generator room, where we of course have this going. We've got blood vine and the creep vine with sea clusters that will eventually start showing, and we've got lantern fruit going along with our fish, our mushrooms, the gel sacks, everything we need to help with production, food production, and of course power production. Then we have our storage, which really all I did was keep the same thing. I had the middle lockers, added the fabricator, because that's really all this needs. It's got plenty of storage. That's pretty much what this is for. Going on around, and a lot of twists and turns in this base. A lot of twisting, turning designs with these. We still kept the same design with the food, water, the equipment, all of that, which of course I've already emptied. We have production in here. This is kind of the office. I added some fish to the aquarium, but other than that, this actually feels fairly complete. You know, some of these bases have had spots where I felt like it was extremely lacking. Some of them have had spots where I felt like it was only slightly lacking, and some have had spots where it was like, this is actually good. This is kind of what I would expect. You know, it's just the spots where it's extremely lacking. You feel like it should have more to that. So here we are at the top side area. So we've got nice bright day, which means of course you do not need lights up here. Got plenty of area we can view out of here, and then of course nighttime it gets a lot more vibrant. And so here we are at night. You see the nice bioluminescent plants in the area. We've got of course this little one that has kind of the lookout porthole almost on it, compared to the other ones on the ends. We're building of course the hatches, which I still did not finish that hatch. I could do that in a moment. But we've got this nice view. We turn off all the heads-up display stuff. You see just how nice it looks right here. This is such a great little spot to build in the game. Especially if you want some kind of nice view at night. Got a great view up top. I feel like this side could have had more of a observatory style setup instead, because you've got much more vibrant look to the trees right here than on that side. And we could have just had that be the one spot where you build a hatch. But yeah, that's how it looks here at night. And we cannot forget the stoner chair right here underneath one of the big ancient floaters. So you got that weird little look. But yeah, this is actually a really nice little location. See, you got some very nice little plant setups there. Plenty of room to park underneath with the Cyclops. If we had an option to build an actual Cyclops, dock in the game, I feel like this would have been one of the best places for it, and this base would actually have a really good setup for that. But yeah, that is the setup of this base, and this makes the last base added by the Draegona's Retreat mod in the game. So we've covered everything now. We have done, or everything in the mod. I really don't feel like I should worry about completing the storyline yet again, because this would be the 6th. If I do it this time, it'd be like the 6th or maybe even 7th time I've done this. So I feel like this is just a good spot to say we've looked at the mod, we've tried out the bases, we've actually fixed them all up and made them look nicer so we could actually use them, and we've got a very nice result in the end. All right, so that is going to be it for this episode and for this season of Subnautica. I'm going to go ahead and move my Subnautica stuff to the focus on Below Zero as it's being developed on Thursdays, and keep the Subnautica's live streams going on Saturdays, which means I need to put something else in on Fridays. And while I could do something else Subnautica, I'm out of ideas on Subnautica, really, beyond the big build and the live stream and trying out mods, which I've already done a big season of mod, gameplay. I need something different at this point. So I've actually got a new game already in mind to start with next Friday for a new series that should go pretty well. I think it's going to be a really good game to try out. But like I said, that is it for this episode and this season. If you enjoyed the episode, if you enjoyed the season, be sure to hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I will see you in the next video.